Previously directed. I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next, and finally I've made a decision.
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I've put a lot of thought into this, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It's Jaws. The underwater camera work accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else. The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater. I guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg. The second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made Forrest Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time. So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a movie theater and is attacked by a holographic shark. Marty is shocked, of course, but looking closer, he sees the words, Jaws Part 19. The director is credited as Steven Spielberg Jr. In reality, there were actually only 4 Jaws movies, but it was still a great joke. 30 years from 1985 would be 2015. We'll be there pretty soon.
I wonder what life would be like by then, Zach.
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired. Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but if you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you. A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
Zach, if you notice anything, just stop me.
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
notice anything, just stop me.
Nothing. Just my imagination.
Hey, bro! notice anything, just stop me. Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but if you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you.
Zach, if you notice anything, just stop me. exterior woodwork is spectacular. Don't you agree, Zach? Pleasure to meet you, Agent Morgan. We've been expecting you.
I'm Thomas McLean, the sheriff's assistant.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please just call me York. It's what everyone else calls me.
Very well then, Agent York.
I believe I owe you a thank you for retrieving my belongings from my car. Thanks.
Oh, no, just doing my job. I want to help do everything I can to help the investigation. I just can't believe Anna was murdered. She was such a bright and lovely girl.
Did you know her well?
Well, no, not really. But it's a very small town. I'm sorry. It's just that this is the first really big case I've ever seen.
I understand. Just try to relax. Can I have a look at Anna's file now?
Yes, of course. The sheriff told me to let you through to the meeting room, but I've lost the key to the cabinet where the files are. Why don't you take a look around while I go look for it?
Okay, let me know when things are ready.
Zach, Thomas appears to be the kind and sensitive type, totally at odds with the monarch. Almost a good setting for a cartoon. Zach, there's a name written on this dumbbell.
Arnold.
I haven't met anyone by that name yet. Could it be the owner of this dumbbell? What do you think, Zach? Zach, look at this. Oh, now this is something special. It's the epitome of the old frontier sheriff's office. It's perfect.
A stuffed deer's head on the wall. A flag, a hunting rifle. A hunting rifle. Amazing. You'd never see a hunting rifle on the wall of a police department in the city. That's just amazing. Wonder if the sheriff would ever let me shoot it. George, do you work out every day?
Of course, Agent Morgan. Exercise keeps me healthy. I haven't missed a day since I started in high school.
Now that's impressive. Remind me to get more exercise, Zach.
I can't do my full routine today without Arnold. I haven't seen Arnold around since yesterday.
Arnold.
He's a training buddy of mine. His partner Sylvester misses him too. If you see Arnold around, let me know, will ya? Can't finish my workout menu without him.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for him. George, I found Arnold.
Really?
He was a bit hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
Arnold. Well done, Agent Morgan. Now I can work out using my normal workout menu.
Good to hear that.
Here's a little something to show you my appreciation. So that makes us even. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. No changes to how we work together. Just bear that in mind.
Zach, he needs some friends who aren't so dumb.
You found the key.
That's the right one?
Yes, a southern flying squirrel. Thank you so much. I'll bring the files right in, so please go to the meeting room.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you. Well, Zach, we just got here and we've cracked a big case already.
The victim's name was Anna Graham. Age 18, she just recently graduated from high school this year. Her dream was to move out to the city and become a model. But for the time being, she was working in the A&G diner here in town. She lived with her mother, Sally. Anna's father died in an accident in a lumber mill when she was a child. Her mother is unemployed and lives on the insurance money from her husband's accident. After all, it's a small town with a low cost of living. Financially, they seem to get by fine, and they led normal lives.
A normal life is exactly what a curious teenager doesn't want. It's all starting to make sense, Zach.
City folk, huh? No, I take that back. All of them can't be as bad as him, and some should have better manners.
Huh. This is a good biscuit. I've never tasted a biscuit this delicious.
Where in town can I get these?
Oh, actually, I baked them myself.
That's amazing. What are you doing in law enforcement? I'm very particular about biscuits, I'll have you know. The balance of milk and butter you've achieved here. Oh, my.
Agent Morgan, the autopsy's ready. You are welcome to accompany me to the Greenvale General Hospital. Emily, you come too. Thomas, stay here and tidy up these files.
Yes, sir.
We're going to use the car outside. Let's get going. You might think this is just a small-town police investigation, but our inspections are thorough and solid. I'm hoping you won't slow us down. The Greenvale General Hospital is down the road by the lake. It's too far to walk. Come on, get in the car.
If I'm riding in a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you provide a car for me?
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get there.
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just one thing, Agent Morgan. Your involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
George, we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive like a maniac.
George, what are you, his mother?
We just need to get the autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to the town yet. Give him a little slack. Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
noticing you prefer to work alone.
Most of the time, yes.
Don't you get lonely, flying all over the country alone?
I must say I've never felt lonely.
Are you married?
Unfortunately, relationships and I are fleeting strangers. I don't get on very well with women, you might be surprised to hear.
That's because you're young. You notice things like that at my age. You have to treat women carefully, like a thin crystal wine glass. If you don't, they can cut scars on your face, just like yours, right?
George, is this an interrogation? I see you're a seasoned professional. But let's not talk about my scar. It was caused by a problematic woman.
Well, she got you good. Terribly good.
It'll fade away, and nobody will notice it in a week.
A week? It's not that light of a wound.
So, Emily, tell me, is there really a need for a full-time sheriff in a small town like this?
I'm sure it is small to your city eyes, but any gathering of people leads to all kinds of problems. Fights, runaways, stray pets.
You're too fixated on violent crimes. Our job is to guide the people along the correct path, first and foremost. That's what I consider to be my duty as the Sheriff of Greenvale.
Zach, there he is, the monarch, in all his glory. Kind of makes me glad that I wasn't born here.
Did you say something, Agent Morgan?
No, nothing, George. I was just reflecting on a little history.
Well, we're in the middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
Okay, which right now is driving.
If you're wandering off, then we'll go on ahead. We don't have time to mess around.
Okay, I'll meet up with you later.
Agent York, the hospital closes at 2100. Please make it inside before then.
This flower. There's something very mesmerizing about it. I wonder what it's called. I'll take one with me and ask someone later. Nothing. Just my imagination.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
They told us to be there before 2100, but don't worry about that. Let's do whatever you want to do.
Agent Morgan, have you no respect for rules and protocol? We were waiting for you, and now you try to go in by yourself.
I don't like inconsiderate people who think that they're above the rules.
And I'm sure I've made this point clear by now.
Calm down, George. He probably just got lost on his way here and rushed in. Right, Agent Morgan? Let's go inside then. Hello, Sheriff.
Hi there, Fiona. We're here to see Usha. Do you know where he is?
I think Dr. Johnson is in the computer room.
A computer room? In a hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent. The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very nice to meet you, too. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. How did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne.
Besides, that scar on your face is the biggest rumor in town.
Rumors get exaggerated as they spread, even in the countryside.
What's that you're reading, if I may ask?
You haven't heard of this yet? It's a recent bestseller mystery. It's set in the U.S., a small traditional North American town close to the Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime, the murder of a local girl. And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, heinous evil still lurking alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenville.
Fiona, don't say that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry. Books are written to entertain. It's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Thank you, Agent York.
We couldn't find him.
Fiona needs to check her information.
No, I don't think so. Does the doctor like playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
There's a message on the computer, and a card key already set in place. The king passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn on for the queen.
What does that all mean?
It's a simple puzzle.
Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
The doctor awaits below with the deceased.
Another code? But there's nowhere to insert a password.
More games. I'm going to get Fiona to call Usha up here right now.
No need, George. The message appeared with the card key. It's telling us where to use it.
This is not the time to be joking around, Agent Morgan.
Dr. Usha is below with the deceased. With Anna. Below being underground, I take it. Simple. Simple. Then it's time to meet the mischievous architect of this little game.
Nah. Usha, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, you made it. Let's get started, shall we?
This is Agent Morgan from the FBI.
Nice to meet you. I'm Usha Johnson, the doctor in this hospital.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. Everyone calls me that.
Very well, Agent York.
Are you a forensic practitioner?
Let's just say I've dealt with corpses before.
That battle of wits, by the way. Did you create that yourself?
I just wanted to see if our FBI agent could handle the task.
I see. Well, it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
We don't have much time. We need those autopsy results.
Next time, try challenging us without obstructing an investigation. You've angered the monarch.
From the onset of rigor mortis, the stiffening of the muscles, the time of death is estimated to be between 20 and 2200 hours. That's still quite early for such a crime to take place. Note that there are 2 exterior wounds, pressure marks around the neck, and a long cut running from chest to abdomen. Blood marks on her right hand tell us she was gripping something round in her right hand. Her skull is also fractured, but that is unrelated to the cause of death. It probably happened to her after she was killed. Now, I first thought death by suffocation due to the marks on her neck, but after further investigation, I now have a different conclusion. The direct cause of death was loss of blood from the wound.
Which means...
She was cut up while she was still alive.
Yes, a sharp knife was used. It was inserted beneath the sternum and then quickly sliced downwards. The excessive loss of blood from her internal organs is what actually killed her. Her nails are clean, and with no skin cells from the attacker. She also doesn't appear to have been bound nor badly beaten. She was apparently killed without resistance. The most tragic thing, however, was that she was unable to speak her story to anyone who could hear her cries.
The perpetrator cut out Anna's tongue.
Well, I believe she was drugged first to phase her consciousness, and then the killer killed her. Now, the killer most likely has a deep, traumatized past concerning women. He probably cannot converse with them normally. Cutting out the tongue suggests a very lonely individual. Either that or a truly hardcore sadist. He must get off on watching women suffer, especially when they can't answer back. And he watched as the blood pumped from her body, as she gradually grew cold. A case in Seattle in 1985 was much like...
Usha, please, limit your report to your findings as a doctor. Criminal profiling is my job. You're wrong, also. Anna died fully, deeply, painfully aware of what was happening to her.
But,
Tell me, what time did it stop raining on the night Anna was killed?
Just before I went to bed, right after the movie on TV ended, so around 1 a.m.
What movie was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
Directed by John Landis, 1981. So the rain stopped, accompanied by the ending song, Blue Moon. George, would you mind if I examined Anna myself?
What more do you hope to find?
I'm sure I mentioned that I have a personal interest in cases like these. From her lack of resistance, I'd say that Anna's injuries happened very quickly. Unable to speak, she was then left to cry herself to death.
Zach, it's all starting to come together.
The perpetrator stayed with her for at least 2 hours until it stopped raining. At the estimated time of her death, it was still raining, but you can still see tear marks on her cheeks. That means she was killed under a roof somewhere. She was then carried into the woods after it stopped raining.
There's one other thing. Her tongue was removed with a very blunt knife. In fact, it's more likely it was simply chopped off.
Asha, are you a passionate man?
Well, not particularly, but I am man enough should the moment call for it.
George, how about you?
I'm very passionate. Yes. Especially when it comes to women. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
George, the perpetrator is just like you. He's passionate about women. He's a passionate kisser. This was a kiss of death.
The perpetrator bit off Anna's tongue.
We'll never get a dental print from a wound like this. But this is still a big lead.
Jackpot, Zach. A shame, but our old-time all-American sightseeing tour just came to an end.
This case is now under the jurisdiction of the FBI. I'm assuming command. I'll need you to assist me in the investigation.
What in the hell do you mean, Agent Morgan? I know I said I was passionate, but you can't think I did this.
That's not why I'm assuming command, George. You're a suspect just as much as every other passionate man on Earth. Let me show you something. There you go. Amazing, huh? I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but most of the details are top secret. George, Emily, we should be going. No need to stay here any longer.
Okay. I have to sign the release. Just give me a moment.
Very well. I'll go on ahead. I can't take it any longer down here. Bishop takes queen. His rook takes your queen. Then your knight takes rook. And checkmate.
Huh?
My first victory in the Grandmaster ranking.
Zach, they're here.
Here! Over here!
Agent Morgan,
If you're so desperate, then why not smoke two at once?
Who's that old man?
That's Harry. Harry Stewart. One of the bigger problems around here. His father started up the lumber trade and founded this town. As I'm sure you can see. Always dressed like that, never speaking to the townsfolk. And just FYI, he owns almost the entire town. Not that that makes any difference. So long as I'm around, he won't be getting away with any funny business.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, haste won't lead you to what you seek. Keep your eyes focused on your footing as we speak. So says Mr. Stewart.
Nice to meet you, too. How did you know my name?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, information desires you, just as you desire information too. So says Mr. Stewart.
Harry, stop trying to get in our way. Keep this up, and even you'll have to answer to the law.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, with each rain our town goes mad. To our disdain, unpreventable, so sad. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning.
Then we shall depart, Mr. Francis York Morgan.
That's how he always is. Always spouting that nonsense. Don't give it any thought. It's all gibberish.
Emily here. Uh-huh. Oh. Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Agent York, we've contacted the first witnesses to the crime scene. You can interview them where they found the dead body.
Excellent. I was just about to ask if you could take me there.
The body was found in the Greenvale Forest Park. That's west from here, and too far to walk.
A forest park?
It's the pride of the town. It has a beautiful trail leading to a viewing site over Velvet Falls.
That does sound fantastic. Show me the sights.
That may have to wait. We promised to be there by 1800 to interview the first witnesses to the crime scene.
Agent Morgan, if I could just give you a friendly warning.
Are you really upset about me taking over the case? I have the authority approved by the FBI to assume command. I understand you don't like it, but you will follow my orders.
I'm not disputing FBI authority, but this is our town. You won't get far alone, and you gain nothing by antagonizing me.
It's part of my personality. I just do things my way. I can take you off the case if you wish.
Stop it, you two. We need to solve this case, not bicker among ourselves.
If you're wandering off, then we'll go on ahead. We don't have time to mess around.
Okay, I'll meet up with you later.
Agent York, we only have until 1800 to talk with the witnesses to the crime scene, okay?
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
Well, just do as you please. We can head to the forest later.
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
So, where shall we go next?
George, which do you prefer, mustard or hot sauce?
You didn't come all the way to my house just to ask me that. You don't have other things you should be doing?
Of course I do. But I'm interested in you right now.
Interested? Agent Morgan, look, my mother is sick. If it's not urgent, I'd rather we did this later.
Is she very ill?
Well, I have to say it doesn't look good.
I'm sorry to hear that. Anything I can do?
No, this is a private matter. I can't ask for your help.
You know, back in D.C., people always came to me for personal advice. I'm here to help you if you let me.
There's no need for that, Agent Morgan. Please. You need to
abide by the rules, right? Okay, I get it. I didn't mean to invade into your private matters.
Oh.
George, I just thought you could use a friend who wasn't a dumbbell.
Back when I was a kid, my mother really liked this flower.
Flower?
Yes. A small flower. No name. It grows somewhere here in Greenvale, although I must admit I've never seen it actually growing anywhere. I think it would make my mother happy if you could get her that flower.
George, that's good. Great idea. Every woman likes to receive flowers. You know all about that, right, Zach?
In any case, this is a personal matter. Make sure it doesn't interfere with the investigation.
Of course not, George. But I'm going to find that flower for you. George, here it is. The nameless flower.
Agent Morgan.
No need to thank me. I did this on my own, during my private hours. Tell your mother I hope she gets well soon.
Yeah, I'll do that. This'll make her feel at least a little better.
I sure hope so. I really do.
Take this. It's an emergency police radio. If you're ever in trouble, use it, and I'll be right there.
Thank you, George.
Now, Agent Morgan, don't take this the wrong way. It's not an emotional thank you gift for helping me with my mother. I'm giving you this so we can do our jobs more smoothly, that's all.
Nothing. Just my imagination. Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
Well, just do as you please.
Anna, where are you going? Don't leave me. You there. Do you know where Anna is? Anna. My dear Anna.
Zach, let's do this later. I don't think we'll get anything out of her like this.
I'd like to ask you some questions about Anna.
Anna. Oh, why did she have to die? She was so happy, so full of life. Anna, she loved that dress in the picture so much. She looked so pretty in it, but now she won't be able to wear it again. Yes, that dress. I can't find that dress anywhere.
That dress?
Her dress. Where is it? Without it, She looked so pretty when she wore it for prom. She was the prettiest girl in town that night. So why did she? Where's that dress? Where?
I don't think we'll get much more out of her like this. Maybe if we find the dress and bring it to her, she'll calm down enough to talk.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. It's what everyone calls me.
York? Sounds like a last name.
I'm Richard Dunn. I own one of the bars here. It's called Swery 65. How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. Murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand. One would think you'd find a dress in a closet, but there's too many here. We need to find out what kind of dress we're looking for first.
Look, Zach. It's a picture taken during her prom night.
There are no other pictures of Anna in a dress. This blue dress here, then, must be the one Sally is looking for. She does look like a goddess. Sally was right. She sure is pretty. That smile would make any man turn to butter.
Zach, this is it. This is the same dress as the one in the prom picture.
Let's take it to Sally.
This is it! The dress! This is Anna's dress! Anna! Oh, Anna! Anna!
Sally, we found the dress. So please tell me more about Anna.
She was such a good girl. She was the most beautiful girl in town, with pretty blonde hair. Everyone around her just loved her.
On the night of the murder, was Anna at home?
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
That day, the day she died, I stayed over at a friend's place. If only I'd been here, Anna might not have gone through...
Where did you stay that night?
I was...
Aha. So, in other words, you have no idea what Anna was up to that night.
That's wrong! She wasn't the kind of girl that would walk around at night. She was always dancing under the sun. Yes, under the pouring sunshine, like this.
Zach, look. A key. Fell from Anna's dress. Maybe we can use this to get into Anna's room.
Sorry, Sally, but we're going to have to take a look in there. She was at an age that craves excitement. Doesn't matter what town you're from. Girls will be girls.
You know, Zach, in this wonderful country of ours, there are no good old-fashioned towns left. None at all.
Day 1. Today is the day of the ceremony, and I'm a little nervous about it. Day 2. The first time he used it on me, it was so amazing, so exhilarating. Day 3. He doesn't let anything slip. I'm really worried about Becky. Day 4. Delivery man Q won't be able to protect Becky, so that's the last page written. It's very interesting. You can learn a lot from a diary.
So we have this unnamed he, Becky, and this delivery man Q. Zach, this could be more interesting than I thought. FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
FBI? The police? I've got nothing to say to you. Please, go away.
It's always hard to think of a subject to talk about when you meet someone new. But wouldn't Anna's death be a common subject we can talk about?
I don't want to talk about it. No matter how many times you try, okay? Just leave me alone. Go away.
Is there some reason you want to be alone?
Anna, my best friend was just killed. How would you feel?
I see. You and Anna were really close. I'm sorry. But I'm just doing my job. If you think of anything you want to talk about, contact me, okay?
That'll never happen. I don't really like the police. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No.
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
I've got nothing to say.
Maybe this will change your mind.
And that's?
Anna's diary. Let me read you a part that I find very interesting. Dear Diary, today's the day of the ceremony, and I'm a little nervous about it. Any idea what this ceremony is?
No idea.
Okay. What about these, then? He doesn't let anything slip. I'm really worried about Becky. Delivery man Q won't be able to protect Becky. Your name twice. An unnamed he, and then this delivery man Q. You don't want to talk? Or are you too scared to talk?
Stupid cops. Just leave me alone.
Zach, this is a problem. How can we get her to open up? Maybe we should start with the easy one and look into delivery man Q.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check? I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
Huh? How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
Hey, hands off!
Zach, look at this red powder. This must be what Delivery Man Q was transporting.
I found this in your bike. What is it, Quint?
It's just health food.
Health food?
That's right. Grounded like coffee beans, made from the seeds of a plant. Totally legal, alright?
So why was it in the tank of your bike?
I couldn't find anywhere else to keep it while I was riding. I just forgot that it was in there. You know, riding along and you suddenly get hungry. Or maybe you find someone on the road who really needs food.
Can't you give me an honest answer?
I'm telling you the truth.
Very well. If you must persist in lying. You won't mind if I take this and get it looked at, will you?
Hold on.
You said it was totally legal, right? Then there's nothing to worry about. Am I wrong about this?
No, it's nothing. Just do what you want. Go ahead, just take it.
Where'd you get that?
Quint's trailer. He's delivery man Q, isn't he? You don't have to hide it any longer. I'm on your side. Will you tell me everything you know?
Yes, he's delivery man Q. But he's got nothing to do with Anna's death. So please just leave him alone, okay? I beg you.
That all depends on what else you can tell me, Becky. His being delivery man Q doesn't prove he had nothing to do with Anna's murder. Is there any way to get him to make a statement about this?
Okay. Just wait here. Give this to Quint and tell him I can't accept it. That's all I can do. Don't ask me for anything more. You'll get us both killed.
Zach, I was hoping we'd get a little bit more out of her, but that's okay. We'll get more when we hand over the ring. Let's go give Mr. Delivery Man Q a visit and see what happens.
No, I can't. No.
Where did you get that?
Becky gave it to me. She also told me to tell you that she can't accept it.
Can't accept it? What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like, Quint. I think she was extremely worried about you. I'm just guessing, but she's been giving you the plants to make the red powder, hasn't she? Then you rode your bike out of town. You went on a trip, and you sold the powder somehow. You bought that ring with the money. That's why she gave me the ring. She wants to stop you from making any more trips. She doesn't want you to get involved anymore with this.
But I did all this for her. I started out delivering because I wanted the extra cash. But you know, things like this change over time. As you can see, her family is loaded, and I live in a trailer house. She's out of my league, you know? And so I wanted to be the kind of guy she could be with.
Quint, you already are. You didn't need money for that.
Have things gone too far? Because of me?
Not at all, Quint. You can do things over. You're still young.
Can you hold off on arresting me just for a little while? I want to apologize to her. And promise her that I'll never carry that junk again. Just give me a little time. Please? I'll turn myself in once I've talked to her, okay?
Zach, what is he talking about?
Huh?
Why would I arrest an innocent youth such as yourself? Quint, I'm busy with a murder investigation here. We can talk about health food another time, okay?
If you really want to confess, you could always try a church. What do you think, Zach?
It isn't much, but I want you to take this as a thank you gift.
Zach, another young life saved. Good job.
Hey, Fiona. What are you reading today?
A medical textbook.
That's good. Keep studying like that, and I'm sure Usha will notice.
Really? It would be great if he did. I've been studying a lot recently, and I bet I know more than you.
Are you trying to challenge me here?
I sure am. You want to take the challenge? I can quiz you, you know.
Sounds fun, Fiona.
Okay then, here are the rules for this quiz. Answer 3 multiple-choice questions correctly in a row, and you win.
Bring it on.
Then just let me know when you're ready to start. You want me to start the quiz? Get ready then. Question 1. Correct! But that was only the warm-up. Here comes question 2. Correct again! But now, time to bring out the big guns. Question 3. That can't be. Why? How? I thought those questions were pretty tough.
I'm sorry, Fiona. Was it childish of me to answer them all correctly?
No, but it's childish of you to stand there smiling like a winner.
I hate to admit it, but you win, Agent. Here, take this as a prize.
Aw, man. I don't feel like studying anymore right now.
What?